us. Bring the fight. Boats hit the floor and the night it ignites. Steel in our veins, yeah, we live for the fight. Dust on our throats and a spark in our chest. We don't back down, we don't second guess. Clayton's got the fire, lighting up the flame. Lazy swings hard, yeah, we're carving our name. From the gutter to the stage, from the bar to the sky. We're the voice you hear when the weak don't try. We're that drum, feel it pounding your bone. No kicks here, we take our own thrones. Hey, raise the crew, let them hear the sound. Hey, from the ashes we're burning it down. Hey, no retreat, no fear, no excuse. We are the roar. We are the ToosDay Crüe.
Pins in the air and the chaos grows. Stories get loud where the wild wind blows. We're stars and grit, yeah, we paid our dues. Now we're kicking in doors with nothing to lose.
Voices collide like a runaway train. Laugh through the struggle, dance through the pain. If you're standing with us, then you already know. We don't follow lines, we just steal the show. Feel that fire ripping straight through your chest. This ain't a game, it's a war cry test. Hey, raise the crew, let them hear the sound. Hey, from the ashes we're burning it down. Hey, no retreat, no fear, no excuse. We are the roar. We are the ToosDay Crüe. Call 'em in, call 'em home. Through the fire, through the storm. We don't break, we reload. We don't kneel, we explode. Raise the crew, let them hear the sound. Hey, from the ashes we're burning it down. Hey, no retreat, no fear, no excuse. We are the roar. We are the ToosDay Crüe. Day Crüe. ToosDay Crüe. Day Crüe. ToosDay Crüe.
All right. Misfit Nation, are you ready? Because tonight, we're proving something important. You don't need a full crew to bring full throttle energy. You don't need perfect circumstances to put on a great show. And you definitely don't need a crowd to start a movement. Tonight, one voice takes the wheel, one host grabs the mic, and one misfit is ready to keep the train rolling straight down the tracks. The spirit of the crew isn't about who's sitting in the chair. It's about who's showing up. It's about bringing the energy. It's about creating a place where stories matter, people matter, and every single person tuning in knows they belong. So tonight, we're throwing it into high gear. We're bringing the laughs. We're bringing the conversation. We're bringing the fire. And we're proving once again that the Misfit Nation doesn't stop when things change. We adapt. We overcome. We keep moving forward. Because flying solo and carrying the banner for the crew, here I am. Let's light this thing up and make tonight legend. Wait for it. Dairy. So I know you're waiting to see Cagney and Lacey. So was I. I thought they'd be here tonight. They're not here tonight, but we do have a great show. We got a powerful episode coming in, and trust me, this one is going to make you want to stay all the way to the end. Our guest is a Purple Heart recipient, Iraqi war veteran, husband, father, UWSP graduate, and author whose story is inspiring as it is eye-opening. His memoir, Waves of Shrapnel, A Soldier's Journey, takes readers inside the realities of war, the bonds forged between soldiers, the challenges that continue long after the battlefield is left behind them. What makes this story so compelling is that it's not about the combat. It's about resilience, humor in the darkest moments of life, healing, family, and finding purpose after experiences that change a person forever. Born and raised in Port Angeles, Washington, and now calling Central Wisconsin home, Jason has transformed his experience into a book that's raw, honest, and completely unfiltered. Tonight, we're diving into his military service, his time in Iraq, the events that led to him receiving the Purple Heart, the process of writing Waves of Shrapnel, and the lessons he's learned along the way. And whether you're a veteran, have family who served, or simply appreciate hearing incredible stories of perseverance, you're going to get a lot out of this conversation. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the chat where you're watching from. And if we've got any veterans, military families joining us, thank you for your service and sacrifice. We'd love to see you represent in the comments. So, all right, let's get this thing together and welcome Jason Rumbaugh to the Misfit Nation ToosDay Crüe edition. Welcome, Jason.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on.
See, I told you I can adapt and overcome and take over for you.
Hey, thank you so much for that awesome intro too, by the way.
No problem. I aim to please, and both of us have a good friend in the name of ChatGPT, and it really helps us out. Those of you
number one assistant.
Those of you watching the show right now, Jason is our first guest that openly told me that he found me via ChatGPT, and that made my day when I read that intro from him. So thank you for that, Jason.
Hey, I always try to be honest, you know.
Outstanding. So, Jason, I gave the basic elevator pitch about you right there. I gave you the short softball story about you. Fill in the blanks for the Misfit Nation. Tell us a little more in any direction you want to go, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, basically, the story in the book I wrote, I started writing it in October of 2024. I published it in January of this year, and basically, it's about my 6-year experience in the Army, going from basic training all the way to training Iraqi troops, and then my experience coming home. And it talks about everything from IEDs and ambushes I experienced to funny things like being single in Germany and finding my wife and getting married there. And, toxic leadership, good leadership, and kind of like, the brotherhood that I forged there with, like, my just friends that are just lifelong friends now. I mean, just like any other veteran has.
Oh, definitely. And, I'm sure through those funny stories, the humor from, of course, I know you had humor when you guys were in garrison in Germany and hanging out in Germany outside
excuse me,
such before you guys got deployed, probably multiple times from over there. And then, of course, while you're in, people don't understand that during the downtimes in combat, there's usually a lot of fun times, I guess, or funny times when you're having those downtimes in between chaos.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which base were you on in Germany?
In Germany, I was in Warner Barracks, which was in Bamberg, which is southern Germany, Bavaria. And I was there stationed for 6 years. And from there, I was deployed to Kosovo, and we came back for a few months, and then went to Iraq for a year.
Were you guys part of 173rd since you were in southern Bavaria there?
No, they took over 82nd Engineer Battalion, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the unit that took over in 2006. I was there when they rolled up the flag and everything and transferred it over.
Well, that's probably a fun time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always, I would say Germany. I don't know anybody that's been to Europe and served in Europe can probably agree that that it was just an awesome time, just being young and going around traveling and drinking beer over there and partying and just all the rich culture that you can digest in Europe is just outstanding.
Frank DeMith, friend of the show there, he said, looks like your book is a top 100 seller. Great job.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. I'll take that. I didn't even know that.
Oh, my.
I just checked my sales the other day. It didn't seem that way, but I'll take it.
That's outstanding. So did you ever think that you would write a book? Or was this just something that you felt after getting wounded? Just, man, I gotta do something to get all this stuff out of my head.
Yeah, basically, I've just been kind of writing it. God, it feels like this dang thing keeps falling out of my ear. I'm sorry. Basically, I've just been writing it in my head for years, and just like any other person, any other veteran that's experienced trauma, it felt like it was just all up in my head, like a cloud almost, or just something that was just hovering around me. And when I finally typed it out and put it on paper, it felt like I had control over it. And that, along with lots of therapy, has really kind of brought me back to the living. I like to say. I feel like I'm a more functional person almost now that I found this calling and therapy and the right medication and everything.
Frank said you have to check the categories of your book. That's how you'll see where it's rated, listed.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thanks, Frank.
You got to check the categories of your book. Frank is also an author and a veteran as well.
Nice. Oh, nice. Thanks, Frank.
He's been on the show a little while ago, so he comes and helps me out sometimes with good stats like that. So it's awesome.
Nice.
So I know I've written books and did the solo journey just like you have, and it could be daunting. And
yeah,
you got a good assistant there helping you out, and
right
now you're getting that fan club here. So all these things help you when you're doing things alone, and it's much better than paying $11,000 to someone to publish a book and not getting that bang for the buck, I like to call it. So keep doing what you're doing. Let's get into it.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly, it doesn't really matter to me that much. I just kind of like, it's more important to me to, that the story of my friends that didn't come home, that their story is remembered and honored and not forgotten. And that part is more important to me. And the fact that, even though I haven't gotten like a lot of sales, the fact that people have read it and understand where I'm coming from and appreciate what our team went through and what we experienced is just a really rewarding feeling. And and so I'm also working on a second book right now, and it's a fiction now, but it's a thriller kind of based in the Pacific Northwest. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
but
make people get in there and buy it. Yes, don't tell the whole thing.
No.
Yeah. So, were you a 12 Bravo, or you were just with the engineers?
Yeah, I was a 12 Bravo. Yep. Okay.
So you went to Fort Lawson.
They changed it to 21 Bravo and then back to 12 Bravo, I think.
Yeah. They'll keep you guys confused.
Yeah.
They know that you guys have breacher syndrome from breaching doors and stuff, and they're always shaking babies in the head and stuff, shaking brains. Let's change numbers up on them until they're totally confused and don't know what their MOS is. Then when they get out, they'll say the wrong thing and they'll be listed as a mortuary affairs assistant. So. So the whole 6 years you were a combat engineer. So were you guys doing route clearance in Iraq, or were you guys doing actual engineer work, other engineer work?
No, we were just basically route clearance, going from kind of around Fob Gabe, Blue Babe Highway, and then we would go to Route Detroit, kind of down towards Salmon Park area. And I guess the only other fob that was kind of big that was near us was Fob Warhorse. That's where we used to go to get the all the good chow.
Actual food.
Yeah, the good food.
I think Warhorse actually had a PX. You guys go. Well, PX,
oh yeah, that's too.
You can go to. Unlike the trailer you had that was open once a month or something, where you can buy some Nikes and shoes. Yeah,
I think there was a closet, and there was like one guy from HHC, and he just had like some top ramen packs in there, and so and I think he had enough one time, and he wrote a note on the door because people were complaining about what he had in stock, and he wrote a note on the door saying, like, I'm not some pogue that just goes to the PX and back. That's not all I do all day. I actually go on missions. So screw you and, you're
wow.
Like, yada, yada, yada. And so, I don't know, it was kind of funny. But
so we had ours built in Ramadi. I was at the Fob Junction City, which then became called Fob Ramadi. We had just a little trailer, and then they extended the trailer into like a pseudo store, and we had Filipinas that came in and ran the store and gave out the pogs as change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice.
With my schedule, I hardly ever got
it.
I did.
One guy named.
I bought iced tea when I went in there. That's about it.
Oh yeah, nice. So to substitute that, the only other guy that we had was named Assad, and he was kind of like our Walmart and everything there. He's just this one Iraqi guy. And I think like halfway through our year, there was another Iraqi guy that came in. And so they were like competing DVD prices and stuff. They're we'd be like, hey, the guy over there, he's selling his DVDs for $3 a piece. And he'd be like, oh, okay, well, we'll sell for $2 then. Haggle back and forth.
So you guys just won. You won right there. You brought capitalism to Iraq right there. You made them box stores right there on your cop and fob.
Yeah.
So how long were you? How many? You did 2 tours there out of Germany. I'm guessing with 6 years, at least 2 tours in Iraq.
No, I only did one, and then I cut out in 2006. Yeah, in May of 2006.
So how long were you in country when you got wounded?
I was about 6 months in country. I think it was August, like right before my birthday in 2004, that I was hit with an IED, and that was the first time I was hit. And
you went big on your.
I don't know. Would you like to share that story, or is that like is that enough? Just saying that.
Yeah, you can say it. I'm not on TikTok tonight.
Okay. Well, I guess readers will hear about it, but this is kind of like a dark humored story that I've been sharing on other radio shows and podcasts that I've been on. But basically, I was hit with an IED, and I had like shrapnel, some lacerations on my face, and I had some shrapnel in my leg and in my foot. And Mac, my driver, he had gotten like a a baseball sized chunk of shrapnel in his inner thigh. And during the chaos, because we couldn't see anything from the front, we had ran into a telephone pole. And basically, I yelled for a medic. Medic came over and was wrapping us up and everything. And so Mac was on the side of the road, and he was kind of just out of it because he was all doped up on morphine. and he was just telling everybody, "Oh, I love you guys. I love you, man." And just like, just all tripping out and everything. And so Ferry, another guy from his squad comes over and he's like, Mac. And he's like, what? And he goes, Mac. He's like, I get your PlayStation, right? And so that was just kind of like, just a funny little dark humor moment that we had. And everybody just started busting up laughing, in this tense moment where we're all on the side of the road getting wrapped up and everything. And here's Mac just laughing while he's high on morphine. And it looks like a cat, scratched my face off. And I don't know.
You got to find those spots of humor in dark times. Otherwise, you won't make it out of them.
Right.
And what kind of vehicle were you in that time?
It was an up armored Humvee with add-on armor. It wasn't a
traditional.
It was an M998 with the add-on armor, not the M114s that I think everybody got kind of like around probably after our rotation, I would guess. Yeah. It was only the platoon sergeants and lieutenants when I was there.
Yeah, I was there at the same time as you. I got there in September 03, left in September 04. So
So
I was in Ramadi and you were just the other side of the mountain, other side of the country.
Nice.
But yeah, we had our we'd like to call it our ghetto armor, and, welded onto the 998.
Yeah, exactly.
And hope and pray that it stays on while you hit bumps and maybe it stops something. Well, yeah, we had that. So I understood.
I thought it was funny when we had like the sandbags on the floorboards. I always thought that was so funny. I'm just like, like, what is this? Like, what is this going to do? I remember I was laughing so hard, me and this other guy. I can't remember what it was, but there was a 5-ton pickup that drove by us with like a load of something, and it had a sandbag strapped to the side of like just a random sandbag strapped to the side of it, like just hanging off like dangling like a nutsack or something. And we're just like, what is that going to do? What is that going to stop?
It's shocking awe.
It'll like poof up as a celebration when the IED hits it.
It'd be like the blue pill hitting it. It's big,
right.
We had also those Kevlar blankets they gave us, and put those over the seats or over the sandbags that were on the floor. So now you're sitting with your knees almost into your chin,
right? Yeah,
and be able to shoot at the same time. So it was a lot of fun back in those days before they started to realize that they need to manufacture actual vehicles to stop those things.
Right. Especially when platter charges and everything came in later.
Yeah, and they were coming in right after we left. Right after I left in 04 is when it started getting really big, and they started the directional EFPs coming in after that. So it just got worse and worse and worse as they went, as other people got involved.
Yeah, it got more advanced and crazy.
And the more
I heard some crazy stories after I got out.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. And old MRAPs getting destroyed by a single blast, and they were designed not to get destroyed. So
yeah, nuts.
Got a question from one of your guys here, George Lewis. What are you drinking there, buddy?
George Lewis. Oh, that's my uncle.
Oh.
So what are you drinking, uncle? Right on. How's it going, Uncle George?
He didn't answer yet.
I texted like everybody I knew to go to sign in and everything.
That's what
so
he
now
said.
I got all this pressure. I feel like I got these eyes on me.
They're all watching now. You got Carl Samuelson's on here. Yeah, Carrie Samuelson. Yeah. So
that's my mom. Yeah. Hey, Mom.
She says glitching. George just said hi again. So you got a good fan base in here. So you got everyone coming in, chatting. That's good. That helps spread the word of the show, and it'll get more people out there to check out your book. You have a copy of the book with you there?
Yeah, it's right here.
Why don't you hold it up? There it is.
Waves of Shrapnel.
There it is, The Waves of Shrapnel. You get that on Amazon, and it's right now in the top 100 sellers. So
That's awesome. And I didn't know it until Frank told me.
Yes. Sometimes you need that little edge, that someone to help you out and show you the way in there.
That's awesome.
What was your process when you were writing the book? Did you do like a chapter at a time, or you just a major outline and just went full bore into it?
So I started out as I was just going to write like a chapter and see how it felt, because I'm one of these people where I get kind of excited about things and then I just dump it like a week later. So I actually didn't even think that I would ever finish or write a book. It was one of those, bucket list things, and that I thought I'd get to maybe later in life or something. But I did stick with it, and it took like a year and some change. But yeah, it was just kind of, I just kind of took it one piece at a time, and the process was really healing. And I've just been recommending it to a lot of my veteran friends too, that if, even if they're not going to work on publishing, maybe just, write it out and see how you feel about it, because then you'll have kind of control over that story instead of it just being something floating around you, bugging the shit out of you,
Yes.
So.
I know my fiction book I put out, I started writing that probably in 2003, and I finally put it out in 2024. So it's
nice. What's it called?
Out of the Darkness. That stayed there. I kept writing and stopping, writing and stopping, writing and stopping, and then I finally just said, let's go full bore, do it, knock it out, and put it out there.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes you got to.
Did it feel like? It felt like to me, because I've never written a book before, obviously, but it felt like half the process was writing it, and then the other half was editing it.
Yeah.
Because it took like just as long to edit it as it did to write the book. Because I went through it like I don't know how many times. Just because I felt like, it has my name on it, and I'm representing, fallen comrades and everything. And even though like there's a lot of dark humor and funny things on there, I definitely wanted it to be accurate and truthful. And so I really slowed things down and went over everything and tried my best to represent my guys, I guess that was the process. But
it becomes like something you're building, and kind of like a construction project. You want it to be perfect, and each chapter is part of the base of that, the foundation of that book, and the foundation of your building. So when you get the whole thing put together, you're like, oh yes, I did this. It's like for me, the first chapter probably took the longest because I started it and stopped it so many times. But then once I finally got what I wanted in that first chapter, I was like, just go. And and then the editing, you're right, the editing is more of the headache than the writing. You can have all the ideas all day, but then you got to realize you can't write like you talk.
Yeah.
Some people
absolutely. Yeah.
That's a big learning curve.
Yep. Absolutely. I would think, just like anything, the beginning part of it is the hardest, but once you get going and you start developing characters, it starts getting more interesting. And I don't know about you, but it just seems to start flowing after a little bit. And just like this story I was working on, I was just kind of working on it for fun, as just kind of as a side project, as this one, as Waves of Shrapnel was ending. I just started picking at it just for fun. And now I'm like, holy crap, I actually have a book. So I got to like keep working on it. And I'm excited about it though. Actually, like it gives me something, I don't know, to look forward to that I can release that out later. But
that's outstanding. I'm glad that you were able to get those thoughts into words and onto paper, and hopefully all your brothers that are still with us have picked it up and they're reading it and they're laughing and having that little the reunion in their head without being together and thinking about the good times you had, of course, the bad times you had. That's what connects you guys for life, and that's what
absolutely
that book is going to show others, that we as veterans, when we go through those situations, the bond gets tighter. And that's kind of how the Misfit Nation came about in 2010. I was the platoon sergeant for the platoon called the Misfits, and we lost our soldier on December 31st, 2010. So New Year's Eve of 2010. And Sergeant Michael Beckerman. And from that day forward, we just got tighter. And since then, we stay in touch. We keep together. And when I came up with this idea, I said, "Can I use Misfit Nation?" Like they're like, "Hell yeah, do it!" And that's how this started.
Nice. Oh yeah, man. And I'm sorry for your loss too, man.
He wouldn't be sorry. He was an engineer too, 12 Bravo. So.
Oh yeah.
I told him at his eulogy, I said, "We got the breach now, man. You go out there and do what you got to do out there. We got the breach." So.
Oh yeah.
So tell me about some of your healing process after. I mean, I know the book helped you heal a lot, but I'm sure there were things that you tried in between the time you got wounded to the time you got out till when the book came to fruition.
I kind of felt like I kind of jumped around from job to job. Because I don't know about you, but I really loved the Army, and I never thought that I was going to get out until I experienced Iraq, and it was just something I didn't really want to continue for a lot of reasons. I don't really want to. I don't need to get into that probably, but it was just something I just didn't really want to continue, and. Oh man, what were we talking about? I just spaced. I just floated away.
So I guess the period between getting wounded, getting out.
Okay, yeah. So
writing.
Yeah, so I guess I tried different jobs, jumping around, and then I went to school for a while, and I got a degree, and my first job was at Social Security in Wisconsin Rapids. And, I thought that like an office environment, would be a better fit for me, be less stressful, be more combat veteran friendly. And I think working blue collar jobs was probably more veteran friendly than those people were. But it was just really frustrating because my boss, like I'd be having anxieties or panic attacks sometimes because like I wouldn't get a good night's sleep some nights, or I don't know, and I'd be like, "Hey, can I just go outside and just get like, a breath of fresh air for 5 minutes?" And he'd just be like, "Well, Jason, we would have to let everybody just have spontaneous 5-minute breaks if we allowed you." And I'm just like, okay, all right. And I'm like, and then I hate to go there, but it was just frustrating because I'd see this other lady that worked there, and she would take, I'm not joking, every day an hour and a half lunch break, and nobody would say anything to her. But the combat veteran that needs to go get a breath of fresh air for 5 minutes, like we can't accommodate that. And it's just little roadblocks like that. And in my story, I'm sure just a lot of veterans can relate to. I mean, there was even times where I'd be in like the back office calling the crisis line just because I didn't know what else to do. My boss didn't understand me. My coworkers didn't understand what I was going through. And the only person that understood me was this stranger on the other end of this 1-800 number. And he's like sitting there going, Jason, well, of course they're going to want the best from you and blah, 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 trying to calm me down. And I'm sitting there like, like, fucking, can I get another clonazepam, please? But anyways, let's just say I had a lot of issues working like different jobs and doing the 9-to-5 thing. And I just feel like I'm in a good place now, and I'm working on myself still, and I'm working on my writing and my family and my cats, and that's good enough for me.
family and cats. So it's all about. If you had a dog, it'd be
Absolutely.
a little more happy for me. But you went with cats. That's okay. It's whatever. We'll let you live.
Well, they grew on me. I was a dog guy.
So it got forced on you. I'll give you that then. They forced it.
Yeah, it was my wife.
Yeah, you lost him. Yes,
I know.
it happens to the best of us.
Yep.
We do have a question from the audience now. This is from Helen Bach, 71. Looking back on your military service, what is one lesson you learned in Iraq that still influences how you live your life today? Thank you, Helen Bach.
Oof, wow. That's a good question. Ooh, man, that's a good question. I would say, looking back in Iraq, the people over there, I guess, working class people are the same everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And they all just want to have a normal, peaceful life. And it's unfortunate that there is this small percentage of assholes in Iraq that just wanted to disrupt and create chaos. And I guess the lesson learned is the people are the same everywhere. Yeah. And they just want to live a peaceful existence. It's not like the whole country of Iraq was our enemy or anything like that. If that was the I think people feel that way when they watch movies like American Sniper or I don't know. I think they feel like like we were just everybody was our enemy or something like that. And I guess it kind of felt that way because Enemy dressed like everybody else.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm kind of muddling the whole picture here. But I guess people are people.
That's right. People are people, and it's just situations are different within each country. So
yeah,
people. So we got a couple of comments in here as well. Frank DeMitt said he went to school with a guy named Paul Rumbaugh on the south side of Chicago. Wonder if it's any relation to you.
No, but I mean, Paul definitely has a badass last name.
Definitely does.
No, I think there's a Rumbaugh population on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, like a small one, not a lot. And then there's my dad in Pacific Northwest, and then my uncle who lives in Nevada. And I can't imagine there's that many. But that's pretty cool that he knew a Rumbaugh.
See that? It just keeps coming out in the show. And then Daniel Mitchell said when you were talking about jobs that you held, want to know if you were a foot model. And Rex Smith said you would make an excellent. There you go.
I know he's just on the other end of this, just laughing his ass off. That's my buddy Mitch. Yeah. And yes, I have considered foot modeling.
Yes, consider. All right. See, it's up there. It's on his list of things to do. After the next book.
It's on my bucket list. So I wrote a book, and the next thing is OnlyFans foot model.
I was going to say OnlyFans foot model.
Yeah.
Put ketchup on it, let people go crazy. Great. Next question is from PD Life for You. Was there a specific moment while writing Waves of Shrapnel when you realized just how important it was to tell your story? Thank you.
Oh, that's a good question. When I got to the chapter where I talked about losing my friend Norquist, that was probably when I started writing about that was probably when I knew that I had something important here that I needed to make sure that I have it well written, because I just wanted to honor like my friends that just didn't make it home. And so when it got to the parts where I started talking about my friends that passed on in Iraq, I guess that's when I really felt like I had something kind of sacred, and I needed to like make sure that I just edited it really well and just got it out there, and people enjoyed it. Not some half-ass book, you know. Oh, I can't hear you.
My bad. I was coughing. I had to turn the mute on. But
okay. There you go.
Is that you showed the wherewithal to honor not just your buddies that you lost, but to make sure the story was said right and it came across correctly. So all those stories were shared in the correct manner and mode, so everyone can pick it up and say, "This is well written. It's a good honor and memoir to those people, to those guys."
Yeah, absolutely. I just, that was the most important part to me, I guess, was just honoring their memory.
And that's the best you can do in that situation. You're writing from your heart and from your memory, and you probably got some reach back to some of your buddies to make sure some of the facts were correct and whatever during it. But it's always good
to
make sure everything is in the right sequence and in the right order, and making sure the color of the vehicle that drove by you might have been white with an orange door, or instead of white with two orange doors, or an orange hood.
Right.
So
I actually learned a lot of things too while writing the book. I didn't know that, for example, I was, in doing research for the book, I didn't know that after I had gotten hit with an IED, they actually tried to track down the van that hit me and Mac, and we were just engineers, and they were going off on some like rogue SF mission trying to track down this white van. And I just thought that was pretty cool the way it was told to me. I don't want any guys to get into trouble or anything. So, but let's just say, like, I just learned some interesting things while writing this book. When I thought I had it all in my head, I started talking to other guys and just kind of filling in the blanks and things. And, after I wrote the book, it's been awesome that, everybody that reaches back to me and tells me that how much they appreciated it, and how much they appreciated just being a part of the story as well. And also, I gave everybody aliases just for readers to know. I gave everybody aliases, just so for a lot of reasons. But I think most of all, just because I wanted to, again, honor the guys that didn't make it home, because those are the only guys whose names I didn't change.
Right. And that's outstanding. And sometimes you got to change names of others to protect the innocent and any looky-loos that want to make up stuff about them in the end. So it's good to change and give aliases to those who are still trying to live.
Plus, I don't want to get sued or something, Like,
yeah. Half of nothing is nothing, remember.
This guy called me an asshole.
And not in so many words, but he did say it.
Yeah.
Frank said he had to go, but best of luck and success with you for the book.
Thanks, man. And thank you for telling me that my book's up there.
Heck yeah, see? Was there any chapters when you were writing that really were difficult for you to write?
I would say definitely when I got into the Iraq chapters. So I keep telling people that I kind of I Pulp Fictioned my book, where I give people a taste of Iraq in the beginning.
Jump.
And then I kind of jump back to basic training and go from there. But I kind of give people a taste of what they're getting into in the first chapter. And then it takes off from there, and it goes into me going through basic training and just kind of the things I went through with an abusive drill sergeant. And I didn't know, I was talking to like my buddy Eddie, for example, and and I didn't know that, like, my drill sergeant, kind of a long story short, but basically he walked into our room when he was having a bad day, and he just punched my roommate in the stomach for no reason, and then threatened to throw me out the window, and then kicked one of my roommates in the gut, and all for nothing. Like it was just a power trip thing. And so basically, he didn't know it, but my roommate Schmitty was, his dad was a retired command sergeant major. So he wrote home saying, "Hey, you know, is this normal? Like what did I do to deserve this," or something like that. And his dad just flipped out, got a hold of CID, and anyways, I'm kind of giving away a little too much in the book.
Yeah.
But I think people will enjoy that part of the basic training kind of adventure. And then it gets into just being single in Germany and kind of having fun with the guys. And then I met this kind of like the funny mishaps that happened when I met my wife and created a life over there. And then I went off to Kosovo, and the funny things that we kind of went through over there, all doing gate guard and tower guard and doing things like, you know, they didn't allow alcohol. So, you know, we would be slamming Dimetap daiquiris, you know, you know, little things that, you know, I'm sure any other soldier or whatever can relate to. We did things like that for fun. In Kosovo, I also talk about, I make fun of myself a lot in the book. So in Kosovo, I talk about like the experience and the sheer horror I felt when I left my rifle somewhere and I forgot it because I was distracted, and just kind of like the shenanigans and the punishments I had to go through. And then it kind of talks about, and then it goes into Iraq after Kosovo, basically, because that's what happened. And I guess, so the Iraq chapters were probably the hardest for me to write. And I would say the chapter, The Canal, which is one of the last chapters in the book, The Canal, that was the hardest for me to write. And for a lot of reasons, I think that a lot of guys that I served with that went through that experience with me would agree that that was the most traumatizing thing we experienced that year. And it wasn't even combat related per se. It was a rollover accident. And I don't want to give away too much, but it was just kind of really traumatizing for all of us. And I wanted to share that in the book as well. But I would say that chapter was probably the hardest for me to write about, because it's still, that's the most freshest, probably moment in Iraq in my mind. Always when I look back at Iraq, it's always that moment. Wow. Besides the, the funny times, the good times,
Definitely the good times rise to the top a lot, and of course the bad times stay with you forever. So just stay strong throughout that all. Go to our next audience question here. This is from Celebrity Crush Hunter. What advice would you give to veterans who may be struggling with sharing their experiences or seeking help after service? Thank you, Celebrity.
I would say it feels good to talk to somebody. Always talk to somebody. If you keep that bottled in, you're going to let it out in other ways, whether it's, drugs and alcohol or other destructive ways. It'll eat you up. It really will. So I think the best thing to do is to talk to somebody and get it out. I tried to be a tough guy for a long time. Like, therapy, that's just, whatever, I'm going to go talk to somebody. What's that going to do? Yeah. I was one of those guys, just aloof about it. Just, but, you talk to my wife and son, they're going to say, I can see Dad's a lot different now than he was even just a few years ago, What was the question? Oh my God, I get kind of sidetracked sometimes when I'm talking. So definitely just keep, definitely go talk to somebody.
Hey, you hit all the answers. You hit the answer on the head right away. So you did good.
Right on.
We'll go to the last audience question here. This is from KU Trey. KU Trey. If you could sit down with a young soldier preparing for deployment today, what would be the most important thing you'd want them to know? Great question.
Wow, good question.
Gotcha. See?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. What was the question?
If you could sit down with a young soldier preparing for deployment today, what would be the most important thing you'd want them to know?
I would say if your gut is telling you it's wrong, if something is bad, if a situation is bad, listen to it. And listen to the leaders. Just listen to good leaders and try to avoid toxic leaders if you can. I had a toxic leader when I was in Iraq, and I kind of wish I would have been more outspoken about it and tried to have him removed or something. I don't know. Impeached. I don't know. But basically, as the readers will find out, my squad leader was a nightmare. And I got him right before Iraq. And basically, I felt like I had to endure this asshole just to have a functioning squad, because I loved all the guys in my squad, and it felt like if I left that squad, which I could have, I had several opportunities to get out of the squad and move to a Charlie company or something, and I just felt like they were my responsibility, like they were my brothers, and I just didn't want to leave them with this guy, and so that's why I kind of stuck by them and didn't move on. But yeah, I guess when you're in a combat area, you're going to really find out who you are, and go with your gut. Just listen to your gut instincts.
100%. I learned very quickly who's who in the zoo. Who's who once you get over there. Who's the big garrison talker who can't do anything, who can't function outside the wire. Everything falls into place when you get there. The bored soldier becomes the I can't do anything soldier when they get over there.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. There was guys that I thought would do very well in Iraq. Definitely, I thought they would be mentally tougher and everything than me. And I don't know. Let's just say I was let down. Yeah. And I'm sure anybody experiences that, though.
Yeah. I think everyone's seen that, and they put out their little notepad and said, "That's not what I thought would happen with that dude. No way."
Right.
Definitely didn't think that dude would step up like that. It all happens, and we all figured that out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now, after everything we've talked about, everything you've experienced, from combat to receiving the Purple Heart to becoming an author and father, what do you hope people remember most about your story?
Again, just the guys that didn't make it home. That's what I want people to take away from my story. And my experience is not uncommon from a lot of guys that were there from, the 2004 to 2005 range. And it's always bugging me, because my editor was like, well, how are you going to sell this book? We're oversaturated in the market with military books. How is you're not the first Asian American military guy to write a book. You're not the first, I don't know, just the first of something. there's nothing special about you. You're not like a Navy SEAL or and I was just kind of like, well, like, how is any romance novel different from the other? Like, this is my story. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know, I guess, I just want people to take away that, we're now at a point in our history where there's 17 veteran suicides per day. And we need to start asking ourselves if we really want to keep getting involved in these interventionist wars. And I think that's maybe the takeaway people will get from my book. Sorry if I burned any bridges by getting a little political there. But that's what people are going to read about anyway. So,
right. Speaking of reading, where can they find the book?
It's on Amazon. It's on either Kindle or just paperback version. And it's $14.99 for the paperback version. I think $5.99 for the Kindle version. And it's about 400 pages. I have pictures. There's maps that I made so people can kind of understand what we went through. Right now it has 11 5-star ratings. And half of those people are strangers, which is pretty cool. And so, no, I just love that. I've just gotten such good responses from people. And so if you want a book, if you want to check out a book written by just a regular guy, not an officer, not like some special forces guy or anything. I even joke about it in my book because, First Sergeant Rafferty was my idol and everything. And I'm like, oh, I want to be just like First Sergeant Rafferty. I'm like, yeah, I mean, except for that whole airborne thing and the sapper school thing and
other stuff. Ranger school.
So yeah, my book's just kind of written from a point of view just of a normal Joe that, I was just a leg 12 Bravo, and this is my story. And it's a dark comedy adventure, and I think anybody can enjoy it. I wrote it for people like my mom and my aunt and my dad. So it's not like a serious military book, and I think anybody can enjoy it.
Outstanding. And obviously they all joined us tonight. A lot of your connections have joined us tonight. And if you're joining through YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Help us grow like we're trying to help Jason and his book grow as well. So thank you for being here, everyone. Jason, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
I have one more question for you. This one's the hard one, though. This one,
okay.
What's 3 things the Misfit Nation, the audience, can start doing tomorrow to be better people?
What's 3 things you guys can do to be
audience.
better people? Donate. Mow your yard. I hate it when I'm walking around and I see people just like, their yard looks like crap, go mow your damn yards. What else? I don't know. Just be truthful and be a good person.
There you go. Be truthful, be a good person. That's outstanding.
Get informed. There you go. I like that one. Yeah. That's what somebody wrote.
So you got all kinds of stuff popping up here for you. So they were giving you help in the answer in the chat. You can't see the chat. I can see. I was trying not to give you a cheat right away.
Okay.
But Jason, this was awesome tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for bringing a lot of great audience members with you tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rich. I had a really good time. Like, I was looking forward to this because I don't, this is the first veteran podcast I've been on. I usually talk to, just regular news people or whatever.
I'm not a regular guy.
Right.
I will share your email with I'm involved with a bunch of other veteran podcasts, and I'll share your email with them and let them know about the book and about you and get you on their shows as well.
Heck yeah. Awesome.
That way you build your momentum and get into the top 50 books sold.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
All right.
But I won't know. I mean, I'll have to have Frank message me and let me know that
And
it's in the top 50.
He gets on a lot of the shows, so he'll see you.
Right on.
Misfit Nation, it's been a great show tonight with Jason. Thank you for hanging out on your Tuesday night. I know you have other things you could be doing. You're getting over the Knicks losing last night or whatever happened to you yesterday and today. But remember, if that darkness starts to cave in on you, don't let it creep in on you. Do what Jason did. Go into that closet at work, dial 988, talk to man X or woman X on the hotline. Let them know that you're going through some stuff. Let them talk you down from the pier. Let them bring you back home to us. If you don't want to do that, call you the 3 numbers I tell you to put in your wallet. Your 3 best friends. Call them people. They want to hear from you. They want to hear from you every day. I know we don't do it all the time, but do it. If all that doesn't work, contact us. info@themisfitnation.com, jake@themisfitnation.com, or steven@themisfitnation.com. We will keep you on the line until someone local gets you in the right headspace and time. Because the day tomorrow with you is 100% better than one without you. Until next time, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling.
Thanks for checking us out and being a part of the Misfit Nation show. Don't forget to visit our website at themisfitnation.com. That's themisfitnation.com. Check out all our past episodes and get some of the great Misfit Nation gear for you and your family. As always, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling because we are Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation.